Economic Development Partnership of Hillsdale County, she is not able to make it.
She can't. Okay. I thought she said that.
She rescheduled for next board meeting.
We might have something for the old and new. Once we hear manager's comments. So, agenda will stand as presented. Review and approve minutes.
Move to approve.
Or,
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
aye.
Opposed?
I can't tell who said it first. You're good, never mind.
Don't even listen to it there. The accounts payable dated February 6th, regular, $239 and $2.80, or 87 cents. EFTs, $116,804.84 for a total of $355,807.71.
Move to approve.
And
Any discussion? Everybody good with
this
this?
on the bills,
Yeah.
do we wanna send a protest letter to Camden?
Yes. Oh, that makes me mad.
Say, why can't you give it right like Litchfield, so?
It's crazy. I mean, why would you put water meters in and not even use them? That's crazy. So, everybody ready to vote? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried. There should be an EF.
Yeah, there's an EFT there too.
Right.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, there should be an EF.
There it is, Mike. Thank you.
You got more? This is all signed out. That's all signed out.
All done.
Okay, payroll dated January 30th for $118,809.27, and February 13th for $124,838.44.
Move to approve.
Second. There's a fair amount of overtime on one of them, but we can
Yeah.
expect that.
Yep.
Yep. We're gonna keep the roads fit to drive in this kind of weather.
All right, it's been moved and seconded to approve the payroll. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion.
Yep.
Those are done. I know we got a treasurer's report with some of it. treasury report.
Beginning cash and investment balance was $2,212,989.12. Total receipts was $1,050,191.80. Total on bills and payroll was $599,455.42. Bonds and escrow is $10,250. CD reserve for 2 trucks is $670,647,000. $47.03. Ending available fund balance is $1,982,828.47. And outstanding accounts payable is a negative $3,092.05.
What's that negative on?
It's a credit, it's, I think it's,
I think you told us
I
once.
can't remember right off the top of my head.
No, that's fine.
It's 2 credits, one's from Asphalt Materials, and then the other is, I don't wanna say Werther. No, maybe that's just sticking out, so that's the guy.
I just wondered.
There's another credit.
Any questions?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
The MTF at over $1 million, I mean, typically been running maybe around 750.
We haven't figured it out either.
You don't know, huh?
Cause I looked back for.
I'm sure the governor likes us that well.
I think so.
In
Extra appropriation.
2023,
Jen,
November and December were just a little bit over than that 1 month than December this year. So like 2 months right there.
Right. I was shocked when, the other day when,
Mm-hmm.
so,
So you had the same question.
yeah,
I did too.
I said, was that a mistake?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Got
very
the
seldom we ever get
documentation on
one
it.
over $1 million, that's for sure.
The $3,101 for fiscal year 24, is that the balance that
No,
they end
that's-
up owing us?
Yes,
So that's a final for 2024 then,
as of
to
now.
get us into even.
Yeah,
Alright.
that's the maintenance advance, yes.
Alright, and then what's Frontier Communications doing that they pulled permits for $11,500?
I would have to look at the permit.
Fiber
which
optic.
fiber optic?
Fiber optic.
Up around, I believe that was up around the lake, up to Lake Land or Lake Somerset. They're doing a bunch of boring, putting in, fiber optic.
And DMCI pays similar fees, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Where are ox cart permits?
Our
Your
okay.
overweight,
Oh, okay.
any of the trucking permits.
Never heard them called an ox cart.
That's
what
the company
program.
that it's through.
Right.
The program, they do it online.
Been around for 3 or 4 years, something like that, hasn't it?
Mhm.
And they've been moving that crane around on the windmills quite a bit.
Yeah. Public comment. Yes.
Hi, my name's Mary Mintz, and I'm in Somerset Township. I have one question to the board. I noticed that this year you did the meetings with the supervisors here, rather than going to the townships. Were all of you present at that meeting?
I wasn't for Somerset.
But you had a quorum of your board?
Oh, yeah.
We do it every year.
Well, they've come to the townships before, but if you've got a quorum of the board, you are obligated to follow the Open Meetings Act. And you had that meeting with Somerset Township after this place was closed. It started at 3, you were closed. I came to attend the meeting, couldn't get in the building. And that is a violation of the Open Meetings Act. So I would suggest that perhaps you might consider reenacting that meeting unless you want it to go to court. Because the public has the right to be at a meeting, any meeting of this board where you have a quorum. And you asked for a quorum of the township. I don't know that they had a quorum attending, but you cannot have a meeting in private like that.
It wasn't in private. All those meetings are open to the public.
How can it be open to the public when the building is closed and locked?
Did you
No
try that
decisions
though?
were made, nobody voted on anything, we the only thing that was presented.
Doesn't matter if a decision is made. If you are meeting, a quorum of the board is meeting to conduct or conduct business, it must be a meeting open to the public.
That's not,
That door was open.
Mhm.
The west door was
Where-
open.
And there was a posting on it saying township meetings enter here.
Okay, well, I came to the front door because that's where it says I'm supposed to go in.
I don't know what to say about that.
Do you have minutes from that meeting?
No,
Okay,
no,
again, it's an open meeting.
it's an informational meeting.
It is-
Nothing's decided.
It doesn't matter if you are meeting to conduct business. And were you not discussing what roads were gonna be worked on and what was going on?
It's just informational,
Informational.
that's it. Can't make any decisions on those. Neither can your board, they have to go back and do it.
Was it not discussing the business of the roads? Were you informing them about the roads and were they,
That's
you talking
information.
about what?
That's information.
You can't meet for the business of the county without it being open to the public.
It's information.
And there was no public notice sent out.
I think
Okay.
I think that's Bob, road manager Bob Griffiths. He needs to comment on that, he's not here today. I believe that has been brought up in the past, I don't remember what the right terminology is to tell you why that was okay. I thought it has been discussed in the past, because we do have a quorum here, that whether it had to be posted or not. And so I would defer that till Bob Griffiths can make a comment on that, and probably at the next meeting is when he will.
Okay. I also have questions about the fees, list of, what do you guys call it, our participation fees. You have on this, as though you were requiring the township, are those suggested fees or are those for the
Cost share policy.
cost share policy?
That's cost share policy, but
Is that suggested participation or,
suggested.
okay,
Townships don't have to.
I'm aware of that. And are you going to be putting out, for instance, I look on your website and I see projects for 2024 and there's like 3 things listed. Are you giving out or do you have documentation or something? I heard from our representative meeting after meeting at our township that y'all were real busy knocking down the MRM. And I'd like to know where you were working last year and what has been done other than just these major projects that, for instance, I know you had some money from grants last year for some bridges. And that's great, but I'd like to know what kind of reports or what you have that shows what you were doing the rest of the time. Because you put on this suggested, your cost sharing policy, for instance, that the townships need to pay 70% of de-berming and 60%, I believe, of re-ditching. And I have a real problem with that because in accordance with the law, that's your responsibility. In fact, you're supposed to be doing at least half of the county every year. Okay, look under mowing. Yes, it's in the act. It is too. I will bring it to
We
you.
do normal maintenance, which would be mowing, plowing snow, scraping gravels. Beyond that, it's just a safe roadway. That's what we gotta maintain, a safe roadway. We don't-
Actually, that's not the definition by the law of the normal maintenance. And when it comes to the road right of way, you are supposed to be mowing at least 18 feet or to the edge of the ditch. And then you also have to remove any noxious weeds. And if they need to be treated, that has to be done in the right time frame, you know, in the fall. And you have to remove brush so that it cannot grow. And you have to do that type of maintenance in trees to the back of the road right of way. From the back of the ditch to the back of the road right of way. That's not been done probably for 50 years. And the you probably need to look at the law then. And the berm, as far as the berm goes, on the dirt roads, the berm is there because the material for years upon years, decades upon decades, has been left at the side of the road and it keeps building up and building up and building up.
That I agree with you.
And so that is not our responsibility to remove what you didn't, because part of grading is also to make sure then that you still have a slope down to the ditch so that the water goes off the roads. And it's not. And that is causing a lot of deterioration on our roads because of that, on the dirt roads.
And that we know.
So my question is, how are you attacking that, and what's your plan so that we can start getting that fixed?
We try to do so much each year in each township.
Okay?
We cannot
That's-
take all the berms off. in
Of
10
course
years.
not. Of course not. But I'd like to see I would like to see something happening so that we don't just keep building it up for another 50 years. So that's why I'm asking, where's the report so that we know what you've done, where?
Again, Bob would get that.
Yeah, Bob would have to present that. He's
We
probably
do 2 miles a year in each township or berming.
2 to 3,
Okay?
and that's a lot.
I'd like to see that and see what your plan is for this year, where you're going to be doing it.
That'd be a Bob question.
Yes, that would probably be our suggestion,
He's our
is that
manager.
you call Bob, the manager, and have a meeting with him, and he could go over your concerns.
Okay. I don't want to have to set up a special meeting to meet with Bob. I'd like for this board should be responsible for that to the public, to getting that information to the public.
Again, you're asking something specific to Somerset Township.
No, I'm not. I'm asking for the county, Kathy, because I think that we all need to be able to see that we're making progress, and this is not, we're not just kicking the can down the road and it keeps growing, because the biggest top of the list for everybody that I have spoken to throughout this county is roads. And
Oh, I
they
agree with that.
don't want to quote Gretchen, but they all want to fix the dang roads.
I'd agree with that.
So we need to be able to see where it's going and know where it's going, because if you're doing 2 miles in each township every year, then let us know so that people will stop, so that we can say, here's what we're doing. It would be better for you and it would be better for the public.
That would still be the manager's job.
I understand, but doesn't he make reports to you?
Yes,
Okay, then maybe we need to ask for that in the reports. Like I say, it'll be better for y'all too.
we can ask him.
That'd be great.
Not a problem.
Okay,
Anything else?
No.
All
Bob,
right.
I would just like to make a
Sure.
point of clarification.
Mhm.
You came in here and you made a statement that the meeting that we held with the townships at the start of the year, that hadn't happened before.
no, I didn't. I said that they weren't here. You guys just come to the township.
You're
And they
wrong,
would
you're
tell us
wrong about that, okay?
Okay,
I've been on this board 4 years now.
okay,
And even prior to my coming on, for years, the road commission has met with the township boards in this room,
Okay.
right here.
okay,
At the start of the year, all 18 townships scheduled for a 1-hour meeting with each one of them.
okay. Then I stand corrected on that, but you still can't have a private meeting.
That door was unlocked, and it said
And
township meetings.
it may have, like I said, I went to the front door. I didn't go to the side door because it says that that's not, that this is where you come in. I was not aware that I could go in the side door. I didn't see anybody going in, so that's, again, if you haven't noticed or if that information is out there, then I would have known that instead of sitting there for a little bit and then going back home.
Yeah,
I think I was here about 3:02.
Yeah, all the townships come in that meeting, all public, we have public here too.
We did have public here for some townships.
Yeah, they bring along
Well-
whoever they want.
And they probably are aware of that. People who haven't come to that meeting before wouldn't know.
Just unlock the front door. Very simple.
What's that?
We could,
Maybe we should just unlock the front door, man, so.
That would have worked. I would have been able to come in.
and direct everybody to the front door instead of the side door, but it's always closer to the side door, so we always go through that one.
Yeah.
Because
So-
we're close.
Like I say, I was unaware that that's something that was open and available for us to come in. I went to the front door, like the sign says entrance over here, so.
Should have beat on the door, I'd have let you in.
I tried. I tried. Nobody heard me. But anyway, yeah, just information helps.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Doug, you got anything?
Looking at the statute right now, and I'm not seeing some of the language that you're talking about. So if
For
you
what?
could,
What are you talking about?
for the,
What statute?
the statute that you define for the requirements of the road commission. I don't mean to hijack, but I'm trying to find it right now, and if you could
What statute
tell
are you
me,
in?
I'm in the, state of Michigan legislature MCL sections regarding,
That's
duties
not the
and
act. That's
responsibilities.
not the act where it's at.
Yeah, so where is it at?
Okay,
I'm trying to see what that wording is actually, so, no, I don't have any public comment.
Okay, thanks. All right. Manager's comments, go for it.
All right, we've received our the last two new trucks, swap loader trucks with their attachments. They are here and, truck, and trailer was down here and did a, training on how the swap loader works to take the salt bed off and put on
How's that
your
working?
dump bed.
Pretty good.
I think it's gonna be handy. And, that's about it on them. They've got the solders on, V-bottom solders on them right now.
I like that.
And, when we're done with them, you just set them off and hook the gravel box and set it up on there and their dump truck at that time.
Those are state roads.
Yes.
Did
they'll
we
go
get
on
a,
the state roads.
did we get a flatbed too?
No, right now we have, each one came with a chipper box,
Oh, that's what.
a salt, a V-bottom solder, and a dump box.
Okay.
We're ordering the culvert for the territorial road east of Bird Lake. They'll hold the culvert at their yard until we're ready to install it. But we ordered it now, to hold the price.
Just send it to me.
That'll be a spring, right?
Yep. We have all the permits and everything for it, and it's just a matter of waiting for the weather. Frost laws, we're projecting putting them on around the 24th. We were kinda looking at the 17th,
That's what
but
Rob told me.
looking at the forecaster, and that whole week is supposed to still be cold, but that last week of February into March, we're supposed to be in the 40s and 50s.
Ooh.
So we're looking at around the 24th, putting them on, and we're going to keep in touch with Lenawee Branch and Jackson, so that we're all kinda on the same page.
So we've always branched us and Littleways, always
Right.
put them on the same time.
And that's kinda what we're looking at now. Everybody's
talking-
watching forecaster.
Are you talking February 24th or March
Yes.
24th?
February 24th.
It's supposed to be that warm on February 24th. Wow.
The next thing, gonna be more of a Katy thing, but the ESTA, we have the new policy in place for the 30-hour one.
Well, the new ESTA law, that earned sick leave time policy that has come out, that is, every 30 hours you work, they accumulate 1 hour sick leave. And this explains this will be the policy for the road commission through that new law. So we have to do it no matter what,
Right.
but this is for us to have a policy in place. for it.
And he also said we have to.
So does that increase what we had or decrease what we had?
We haven't, he said that has to be done yet.
Okay,
Whatever, that's just what he left me was, we have the 30-hour one kind of drawn up, but we still need to do one for a 72-hour policy.
that he's currently working on.
So is this more or less than what we had?
Well, we offer more than that,
Right,
but if we combine it with what we already have, everything has to go by what the law puts.
right.
And so we are currently working on how to, balance what this is gonna put on the table and what we already have.
Right.
So,
So otherwise, we don't wanna add another 72
yes,
hours.
the
to
goal
sick
is
leave.
not to have
Right.
72 hours of sick leave, how many hours we have for personal leave on top of the comp time, on top of the no pays, on top of.
Right.
So that's what Bob and I are currently working on for that part. But this is all mandated for part-time, for all employees, not just governmental employees, for
Right.
restaurants, landscaping, everything.
Wow.
So this will have to be going, part also will have the same, well, if you're under, is it 40 employees? 10?
Everybody.
Well, you still have to do it, but if you're under,
Different
I believe
requirements.
if you're under 10 employees, you offer so much paid sick time, then the remaining is they still have the time off but not be paid up to the 72.
Right.
It's fun.
This is the
This is,
ruling that came out of a Supreme Court decision.
yes,
And this is the one that the State House of Representatives has passed a bill to change it. But the last I knew, they can't get the Senate to take it up.
cause there will be changes possibly in the future if it gets voted on, but right now this starts February 21st, and whatever is intact at that time
Yeah,
is what it is.
Yeah, and you can't ask them what it's for either.
Oh yeah, if they take this time, it's,
You can't.
yeah, because there's so many criterias of, their rules are like, be family members, it could be someone, I could say, Kevin's like my brother, well, then if someone passed away, well, then I can take time off that sick leave to deal with that.
I wouldn't admit to killing with your.
No, I'm saying, that was an example, but, so it could be, it's very broad on it. There's so many different avenues
Yeah, that's why you just can't ask,
No,
so.
if someone needs a mental health day, well, their mental health day is go shopping, well,
Yeah.
that's their mental health day. They can make it.
So, we are not gonna approve this today, right?
That was, what was, yeah, if you guys want to, or
Just not on our agenda.
it's, Bob said to put it under manager comment.
and all he told, that's what he told me about it, that we had the new
That it needs to
policy.
be approved. Okay.
That way we will have it in place by the 21st.
Yeah.
But yet we still have to do something for the 72-hour policy, whatever that means.
Because we offer 72, so right now, for personally, they get 96 hours. So now 72 hours of that is going to be the sick leave. So now we gotta figure out how to address the personal leave. And not have 96 hours plus 72 hours.
That puts us in a bind.
Oh, yes. So, it's, we gotta figure that out and what works
They
with
keep making laws,
negotiations
we're not
and.
gonna have anybody to work.
Mm-hmm,
They're gonna have days off and we're not gonna have anybody.
so,
That's crazy.
we're in the process of figuring that out and
We
discussing
put all
with
the
their
office
attorney.
staff into trucks.
Might be all right.
Might not.
Might have any mailboxes left.
No, I didn't. And they gave it to us today, I don't think it was in our packet.
It should have been in the packet.
Yeah.
But,
I didn't see it.
where do you want
My
to?
thought
We
would
have to
be-
start no matter what on the 21st, but if you guys feel like you wanna read it over and everything and at the next board meeting on the 27th, that should be
You
fine.
can
No
still-
matter what, we
You
have
can
to
still
do it.
start it, we just have to have
Yeah.
a policy.
We have to start it no matter what.
Okay.
I guess my thoughts are, under new business, I think it might be appropriate for a motion to adopt it.
For next board meeting?
No, for this meeting.
Okay.
I mean, I think we need to
Never
have
do about it.
the policy in place before the 21st.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's mandated by state law.
We have to do it. So that adds on a lot more,
I just know we gotta make a motion, and the state says you gotta do it, you gotta do it.
Still gotta have a policy.
Yeah, I think it's,
I'm just reading the conditions there, and that's,
and this goes towards part-time, seasonal, any type of employee.
pretty much they cover everything that you can ask for. This is crazy.
And this be put in that they start accruing, like date of hire, but they can't use until after 90 days.
The sad part about it, depending on what they do in the summer or whatever it is, they could all change.
It all change, yeah. And we have meetings like scheduled for right after that date is done. We have more seminars to go to learn more what changes were and.
Well, it made more sense that somebody that already has a policy of 72 or more.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
But
have
with
to do it.
this, there's no, you carry over whatever you accrued,
But it's
there's
not
no max. But you can put a cap on how much is used. But
Per
you can
year,
be-
yeah.
Per year, but you can't cap anything of the rollover. So they can say they accumulate 72 hours the whole time they're here.
They can only use 72,
Yep, but it can get up to 800 hours. It could get up
but
to,
that's not paid out,
but it's not paid out.
right? Okay.
unless you don't show up for work.
That too, but I'm mentally sick.
It says mental or physical illness.
Yeah,
Injury.
cover me complete. All right, we can wait till new business and do that.
They have to
Done with
provide,
that for now then?
Yeah,
they have to provide us a doctor's slip.
Nope. Nope. Because
So
of mental,
who determines the mental illness?
that employee. Mental illness is I could be, I'm so stressed, I can't come in today, I gotta take a break. And that is considered as a mental day to on myself.
I thought that was every day for you.
Don't give her any ideas.
Now I have to provide us a doctor's slip.
And if you request a doctor's slip and there is a cost to obtain that, it is on the employer to pay that cost.
We can't even request it.
If you request it, there's a good chance it could get turned around and you get sued. Yeah, it could be, there's a lot to it.
All right, Kevin, you're up.
Corrigan came in on the 5th of February and met with us on the salt brine.
Okay,
They're good and happy to start earlier this year.
good.
They say they can supply the trucks and hold their end of the deal up, so we'll see. And they are going to be filling our brine tank that's in the salt shed,
Mhm.
For pre-wetting the salt and or dust control if we wanna use it for dust control in the summer at 16 cents a gallon.
Wow, that's down from last year.
Then we pay like 18 or.
For them to-
That's part of
Eight.
application too, though.
Yeah,
Okay.
say
This is
18,
just
20.
delivering it to our tank, pumping it
Oh,
off.
okay, I see.
The 18 or whatever we pay for the salt brine dust control, that includes them applying it.
Okay.
How many trucks can we wet for salt that we got tanks on?
7, I think now, with the last 2 new ones, because everything we've been buying has had that capability. Right now it'll be, I think, the 5 state trucks and 2 other county trucks. Is where we're at with that right now.
More than I thought.
But yeah, so, and that, the tank's pretty much ready to go, according to Joe, so. That way, when we get a tank and everything for the dust control, we'll be able to just fill it right out of our tank. And the billing and inventory part will be a lot easier pulling it out of our tank than trying to pull it out of their frac tank.
Oh, yeah.
Cause that would mess, cause they don't bill anything out of the frac tank until they use it. And then we would have to try, if we were to do that, we'd have to try to figure out how much we pulled
How
out
we're
of there.
gonna keep track of it.
And we just fill our 11,000, I think it's 11,000 gallon tank, and we'll use out of that, and just keep having that filled.
I wonder, if we could get a flatbed with a tank on it for the swamp loaders. That makes more sense.
He's looked at that, he's looked at several different, options.
We already got the truck.
Yeah, but the question I would have there would be
The problem there
with the
is,
state
yes,
contract.
with the state
We're
contract
using
on
them
that,
on local road.
That's right. Yeah, we couldn't, no.
you
You're
have to
right,
wait
we couldn't
3
do
to 5 years before
Yeah.
you can do that. Any of the additional township, estimate requests that were brought in from the meetings has been completed and revised and sent out to them.
Okay.
Federal aid project for Camden Road between Pittsburgh and Tripp. The pre-construction meeting is scheduled for February 25th at 1 o'clock. The completion date for that is June 20th of 25. The 2025 federal aid projects, the proposal has been sent to specs and estimate. And the bid letting will be April 4th. The 2026 small urban project, we're hosting the small urban meeting for Region 2 on February 18th at 10 a.m. to discuss the 2026 project.
You're old man here.
I guess, yeah, I'm assuming, it just says that
We usually do.
that we are hosting it, so I'm
That's
assuming.
February the 18th.
Yes, February 18th at 10 a.m.
Next Tuesday. Or this Tuesday, however you look at that.
We've hosted it before.
And our soil erosion and sedimentation control, the SESC audit. We've completed our audit. Matt Koinitsky, that's probably not right, but from Eagle, is reviewing our information and will be in touch to schedule an in-person meeting to go over everything.
I think Matt's, took Sabina's place.
Took Scavina's place.
Yeah.
And with this, myself, Bob, Al, Mark, and Chris are all certified in it now.
Oh,
We went
good.
through the class or whatever it was, and
That's good though. Have more.
that is about all I have.
So I have a question. Are we any farther along on the Elm Road Bridge replacement?
I don't think she has heard anything. just from what she told you at the last meeting, the hydraulic study is complete. And we've started the permit process. And we're working with Jackson County to complete the application. It's,
So it's,
what's that?
it's in the process.
Yeah, it's in the process.
I'd say we got a pretty good shot with Matt. Anything else, Scott?
That's all I got from Heather and Bob. Other than that, we're just, cutting trees for the burn jobs and the tree requests that have come in, and then coal patching and scraping, treating roads.
Looks like you did pretty good for this morning.
Guys were all in at 4 o'clock. Night crew come in at 7 last night and worked through, and the rest of the crew come in at 4, and they'll hit everything today, blacktops and gravels.
That's good. Get ready for Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like we'll be back here.
Looks like it.
So, a little more overtime for you, Gary.
Well, you raised the question when we were at Adrian, we wanna go back to the old way.
No.
You
No.
got my answer too, right?
Yes.
That's it?
That's all.
All right, thank you. All right, new business. You wanna address the policy right now?
Well, I would move that we adopt this earned sick time policy.
Or,
Any discussion?
I would just say, Mr. Chairman, that, you know, I think this is a mistake. It's been crammed down our throats. Unfortunately, you know, we don't have a choice at this point in time, but I would hope at some point down the road, our legislature and governor, whether it be this one or some future governor, would go back to a reasonable approach on dealing with this, because this is gonna be a terrible burden on especially a lot of small businesses. And it even could be for the road commission.
I'm sure you referred that to a certain person.
Yeah, well, she voted to change it. But again, we gotta have some help from the Senate
Right.
and the governor.
Right,
it's ridiculous to me that the government has to step in on a case like this. This should be left to each individual employer.
well, especially when you already got policy wrong.
Right.
That's what gets me.
Yeah.
So. Any other discussion?
I thought our policies were gonna be numbered, and there's no number on this.
I'm so bad. I can make it policy number 1.
Well, again,
It
we
is in the
talked
works,
about,
we're working on a lot of different.
well, no, I understand that, but I had thought that you guys we had talked about numbering our policies, and I thought you already came up with how you were gonna number them, and this doesn't have. a
I was
number.
not informed, so I do not have the answer.
Okay, so if you could follow up on that, and that can be adjusted, that'd be great.
Anything else? Nobody? Did we have a motion
Yep,
and second?
yep.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Lisa, you want us to sign a copy of this now? Well, we
He
got-
did, it doesn't need to be signed, I just needed a motion.
Okay. Perfect. Now, we've got, most of these are for Somerset. Limestone, 750 ton, Vegas gravel road, and road stabilization, 45 miles, 1 application. We need to approve, they sent in.
I so move, we approve the contracts with Somerset Township.
Sorry.
Any discussion on those? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same.
Today's date.
Yeah, I got it. Public comment. Any more public comment? No? Doug? Nothing?
Bob, there's something under, I don't know whether it's new business or what it is, that I would just like to bring up, and, you know, it may not require any action, but the day that it was extremely foggy, that was the first Tuesday in February. That was the day we went to Adrian. You know, I don't know what it was like here, but in my corner of the county, I couldn't see 500 feet. And the schools ended up closing. They delayed for 2 hours, but they ended up closing because the fog didn't really let up till almost noon. When I got home that day from the Southeast Conference meeting in Adrian, and my brother had called me. And he was on M99 headed north. He was going to Branch County to do work on a project, and he met one of our trucks headed south, one of our paper trucks, and a coal patch truck. And there were no lights on our truck.
They were stopped.
They were driving.
Oh, no lights on.
No
No
lights.
flashy lights.
No lights, period.
They didn't have on their front lights.
Exactly.
Okay.
They had no lights on.
How old's that vehicle? Most of them,
I don't know which truck it would have been for sure, but
yeah, it's
most of them, the lights automatically.
when you start them, they're on.
And so then he had truck trouble himself, and he had to pull off the side of the road and have somebody, a wrecker, come or something. But a little while later, they went back north, and he realized it was a coal patch truck. He saw this stuff in the back. So there were several questions, that he raised. Why were they out there in this terrible fog trying to coal patch? Why were they driving without any lights on? And we have a situation like that creates numerous safety and liability issues for us as a road commission. And I had a visit with Bob a couple days after that, and he had heard from somebody else that one of our trucks was out without headlights on. And he said he had a discussion with the driver, and the driver said, well, he thought they came on automatically.
Right, I thought they all did.
Well,
Depends on the
They're
age of
old,
the
though.
truck.
We
Yeah.
have a couple old ones that
Yeah.
they wouldn't come on
yeah, I
automatically.
mean, I don't think we can assume anything.
Probably the old ones, we need to put right on the dash, turn lights on. So, cause with mine, I don't even think about it. They automatically come on.
Well, okay. for me, that day when I was driving, I drive a vehicle that I have daytime running lights. The front ones come on. And my lights are automatic. And I went so far as to say, I wonder if my lights are on in back. My mind went to, cause I know when they come on because my dashboard isn't as bright.
Yeah.
And I actually turned my lights on. So I don't know how our trucks work, but, and especially if it's young guys driving, do we have to have a meeting, safety meeting, that we discuss this?
Yeah.
Because there is a way to know if your lights are on.
Yeah.
And when it was foggy, my brain went through the series of questions I had to do to figure out, gee, yes, my lights aren't on, I should have my back lights on as well.
We
So,
got a safety meeting coming up too, don't we?
I just had one yesterday, not just a normal one in here.
Right,
We haven't had a
out there.
out
Yeah.
there. We can schedule one at any time.
Well, we should, if that's, cause you're gonna start getting fog now.
Well, it could happen even in a bad snowstorm.
well, it can, and
Yeah.
to me, it's a good thing to discuss, so everybody, I mean, even though I'm sure you're gonna have many employees say, well, of course we know that, well, evidently somebody didn't, so it doesn't hurt to go over and refresh that thought process.
Because it puts our employees at risk.
Sure.
It puts the public that we meet on the highway at risk. And, you know, it raises all kinds of potential issues.
I kinda question about if we should be out there cold patching. in the
Well,
fog.
and that's my
Well,
defense
that's-
there to them. Just cause the truck has cold patch in the back of it,
Don't mean
doesn't mean
to
they're cold patching. The headlight thing, yeah, they should have been
I
on.
might be out checking.
But just
roads.
cause the truck had cold patch in it, doesn't mean they were cold patching.
What would they have been out in the cold patch truck doing on that day?
It could have been, and I'm not saying it was, but
Right.
it could have been the guys from Waldron coming in to get something. Because that morning they were cleaning their trucks, getting them ready for the next storm.
Okay.
They needed to come in and get blades, bolts,
Whatever.
fuel treatment. I
And
don't,
they would use
and I
the
don't
cold
know. Yeah.
patch truck too.
Yeah, so they use
And
cold
it's
patch
cold
truck.
patch, so you wouldn't empty it out, or it would
Right.
just be in the back.
Yeah, if they didn't use it all that day, it would still be in the truck.
Right.
But that's one of the problems with the general public. They see the little truck,
Right,
they're instantly cold patching.
yeah.
Even if we send them out looking for trees and limbs on their gravel roads,
Right.
if they see that little truck on gravel road, instantly, well, what are they doing cold patching on a gravel
I
road?
get that call all the time.
Right, so
Right.
the cold patching the truck, I highly doubt they were cold patching in the fog.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Driving without their headlights on, there's no
If
excuse
it
for
was a
that.
younger driver, I could see where you
Yes.
make that mistake.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I know too, there are times that we'll have really bad fog down in the southern part of the county, and you get from here on north, it may not
Be nothing.
be foggy at all.
Right.
So, yeah, so,
So Bob did address it with the driver.
Yeah, I believe he did.
Okay.
I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty
Pretty
sure.
bad.
I think
Well,
he
again,
did.
it wouldn't hurt
But
to
it-
just address it with all drivers, I mean, in an
Right.
open meeting. Say, it's much like telling everybody that, hey, it's snowing, drive more cautiously, people forget from season to season. I don't know if forget's the right word, they just become unaware and their
We
minds
can
are
address
on
it,
it.
cause I think he's gonna be having just a
Yeah,
small meeting one of these mornings, address a couple other issues.
Like out there when they
Yeah.
come in. That's a good idea. I
Yep.
think.
So,
thank you.
Anything else? If not, we can say adjourn. Thank you. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you, I appreciate it.